Hey everyone, this is Rachel. Thanks for clicking on my video. And y'all, I wanted to come in and talk about Diddy. Puff Daddy Diddy. Y'all, I'm not going to go into great detail about what happened with Cassie. I just want to give like a high level opinion of it. When I watch some of these videos, I look at the comments under the videos and, see what other people are feeling and thinking about the situation. I must say, in this specific situation with Diddy, I was a bit surprised. I expected for the comments to be full of people saying, there's no way, he didn't do it, these women wait to the last minute, woo, 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 woo. Now, there were comments that said that, but for the most part, men, along with women, believe Cassie. They believe that Diddy did exactly what Cassie said he did. There were people in the comments speaking on past things that Diddy has done, accusations that were made against him, being in relationships with men, and also, too, quite a few people that are in Diddy's immediate circle, bodyguards and heads of security and all of that, they've also started speaking out. What I wanted to talk about is how these powerful men, millionaire, billionaire, whether they be black or white, how they are able to get away with the behavior that Diddy is being accused of for so long. It's all about money. They have the money to buy people's silence. A lot of people say, well, the reason why she never spoke before is because she was getting that money and, all the benefits that he had and, all of that. So she kept quiet because she wanted to keep reaping all the monetary gains. Well, that might be true. But think about all the people that were in his inner circle, that knew these things were going on, that witnessed it firsthand, that took her away after he had beat and stumped and battered her to places where she could recover, where no one would see her battered body. Think about the people that participated in that. So everyone in his orbit was motivated by the almighty dollar, keeping their silence when they saw things, when they heard things, when they experienced things with him. They kept silent. When they do that, they create monsters because they make these people feel that they are invincible. People like Diddy and R. Kelly and Jeffrey, what is it? Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein, or whatever all these people's names are. They get so used to getting their way because of what's in the bank for them. The average guy wouldn't get away with all of this because as soon as those accusations were put out, they would be going through the court process. A woman would be prosecuting them or whatever, but they wouldn't keep getting away with it. When you continue to get away with it, you do start to believe that you are invincible, that nobody can touch you. You're like Teflon. Everything bounces off of you. I saw Diddy's bodyguard, one of them, talk about Diddy breaking Kim Porter's nose. And I saw this same bodyguard talk about Diddy yelling and screaming and basically cussing out his own mother, to the point where the bodyguard, even though he was employed by Diddy, felt the need to speak up and tell him, man, if you speak to your mother like that again, what all he was going to do to him. Money makes these men believe that they can get away with anything. And then the thing about that really bothers me is how some people in the public believe because they are millionaires, billionaires, they can do no wrong. That when they are accused, of course they're not guilty. The only difference between Diddy and the average Sean that lives around the way is what Diddy has in his bank account. He's still merely a man, a mortal human, with all the things that come along with that. I think about the type of man that he has to be to get a reputation of brutally beating women, stumping them. Y'all, I have a son. I talk about him in almost every video. My son is 36. If I ever heard that he treated women like that, I would be so done with him. So done. I am not the mother that will justify him in everything and anything that he does. I would be thinking, what type of monster did I raise? What type of monster did I raise? I would also hope that if I was a person that witnessed ongoing abuse against another woman, that my conscience wouldn't allow me to be quiet. That I would speak up. Whether it be at a point where, hey, if you speak up, you're going to lose your job. You're going to lose, your employment with this billionaire celebrity. I would like to think that I couldn't stay silent. When I read all the stuff that happened to Cassie and how Diddy got with this girl when she was 19 and basically groomed her like a pimp grooms a prostitute, playing mind games and, dangling her career, and what if she doesn't comply with certain things that he wanted, how he would make it so not only didn't he mess with her professionally, but he would make it so no one else would either. And probably what that did to her at that young age. One bodyguard even talked about how Wendy Williams, when she was on the radio, put out these pictures, salacious pictures of Diddy, I believe with some man or with pants down or just something very salacious. And Diddy got wind of it, and he called into those execs at that radio company and basically told them, hey, I'm not in New York right now, but Wendy Williams, when I come back, if she's not gone from your radio station, me nor any businesses that I deal with will have anything to do with you as long as she's on your airwaves. From what I'm understanding from this bodyguard, Diddy got back into New York and Wendy Williams was gone. That radio station had gotten rid of her, and from what I'm understanding, Wendy Williams was employed at another radio station. I don't remember if they said it was in Philadelphia or Pennsylvania. I think it was Philadelphia, but she was gone. His money talked. His power talked. Because Wendy Williams was putting out some stuff that he didn't want out. I also think about how Cassie's accusations came out one day, and the very next day, Diddy was like, okay, I'm going to pay her. Let's get this out the way. Let's pay this girl. I'm wondering, if this had gone to trial and they would have had to call witnesses and those people would have had to get on the stand, and from this witness another witness would come out, that would all of Diddy's skeletons start falling out the closet, and that's why he paid her. Now, what I do believe is because Cassie was successful, if there's anyone else out there that he did wrong, that has an axe to grind, he better be wary. He better be prepared for what might be coming his way. Because I don't think this is the end of it. It took them a long time to get R. Kelly. And still to this day, people believe, well, hey, those women, they asked for it, they wanted it, their mamas gave them to him, so, they deserve what they got. That might be the case, but like I said in several videos that I did about R. Kelly, whether the mothers gave the daughters to him, people were doing stuff for the money, for the fame, for proximity to him, that still does not mean that he should get away with it. That if he did those things, that he wasn't wrong. Sometimes when I read these comments and I see people excusing him or saying, well, they did this, so, I don't understand why he should be guilty. He did it. He also had choices too. He could have chose not to be pissing on bitches. Chose not to be making sex slaves out of teenagers. Chose not to be messing with teenagers, period. Diddy. Where there is smoke, there is fire. All of these people cannot be lying on this man. All of these people cannot be making up stories. Because what's starting to happen is people who were named in Cassie's accusations, they're starting to say, well, hey, since she brought it up, I'm named, my name is out there as a witness to this, I'm going to go ahead and speak my truth. This girl is not lying. This stuff did happen. He was brutally beating her. He was doing this to her. He was sex trafficking her. He was woo, woo, woo. They are starting to speak up. A little bit too late, but they are speaking up and speaking out. We need to stop believing because someone's bank account is really heavy, really thick, and really deep that they could do no wrong. Again, they are human. Mere humans like we are. What makes Sean Combs better than the average Sean out here? Fellas, that if you had been accused of all the things that Diddy has been accused of over the years, you'd have been gone a long time ago. So you, as a fellow black man, think he's better than you? That he should get away with it? Because that as a black male, if you had been accused, you'd be doing some time. So just because he has money makes him no better than the average man. And I think that with the things that are coming out about him, if all of this is true, he is a monster. He is a menace to society. Telling this girl, hey, this guy that you messed around with when we were on a break, I'm going to blow his car up. And then a little while later, the guy's car is blown up in his driveway, but we're to think that that was just a coincidence. Even to accusations that Kimora Simmons made about him unaliving Kim Porter, that she feels that he has some part in it. He's acting like a baby gangster. That's how he seems to operate. Making things and people and situations disappear with his money and his goons. Because I think about when Cassie said that she was beat up and she was whisked away to a hotel to recover so no one would see the condition that she was in when, during one of those times he had brutally beat her. Now, to get her to stay in that hotel or wherever he whisked her off to, he had to have people there, on site with her, making sure that she didn't venture out so people could see her. Where was their conscience? You know? Where was their conscience? Like I said, I would like to believe that if I was put in that situation, I would do the right thing. Damn the job. You know? Because that's a human being. One day, he's going to be putting his hands on someone, and he's going to go too far. You know, from what we've heard, he's broken noses, stumped people, damn near kicked babies out of people. You know, he's going to go too far, and he's going to end up killing someone. Killing one of these women. Or seriously doing damage to her body. And then what will we be saying then? You know, she should have rolled out the way when he was stumping her. She liked that stump. She kept going back. There's something called battered women syndrome, where a lot of people will say, well, why didn't she leave? She must like it. No, I believe that, and it's studies proving that they have like Stockholm syndrome, you know, where they know on the one hand that what's being done to them is wrong, but for some reason they just don't leave. They're brainwashed. These men have done a number on their brains, and they might think no one else will want them, and they love them, and this is his way of showing how much he loves them. That is sick in itself. So that tells you that what they're going through and why they don't leave it's a sickness. Because who wants to be stumped, brutally beaten? Who would like that? So there must be some screws loose in their head to allow that to happen to them. Now, on the same tip, the abuser. How many screws loose are there in Puffy's brain to get off on hurting someone who is not only weaker than you physically, but your stature on the business stage? You know, these women are powerless. They're coming to him because they're drawn by who he is, or the promise of a career. He holds all of that over them, and they get caught up in that mess that he's spewing. They get caught up in it, and before they know it, and from what his bodyguards say, quickly after he gets with them, you know, he's whooping up on them. It's sick. It's sick. And as the public, we need to stop believing everything that they say. We need to stop believing that because they got money, they wouldn't do this, they couldn't do this. Oh no, Puffy wouldn't be. This woman is pointing her finger at him because she wants a payday. We need to stop doing that, because that's what allows them to get away with it. We will be talking about this again and again. It'll be another celebrity a few months from now, a few years from now, and we'll find out something about him because we allow this to keep going on. You know, we still support R. Kelly. We still argue that he was wrong. He was railroaded. They trying to take another black man down. I'm so tired of hearing that it's not even funny. If you've made it like the likes of an R. Kelly or a Puffy, you've made it to that point, and you allow something to be taken from you that you work so hard for. If you allow it, if you put yourself in a situation where you're even linked to anything like this, then you deserve it. You deserve it. There are thousands of male celebrities who have been in the business for years that we don't hear stories like this about them. You know, maybe they can keep their stuff on the low if they are doing it. But when you have a celebrity that you constantly hear these types of stories about, all of these people cannot be lying. Even to the ones that are saying that, Puffy swings both ways. Hey, if that's what he likes, hey, live in your truth. You know, if you bisexual, you out buying butt plugs and all of that, live in your truth. I don't have anything against bisexual, homosexual, trisexual, quadrisexual. I don't care what you do. Just live in your truth and don't hurt nobody while you're living in your truth. That's the only problem I have. Be in the open so you don't have to be hurting people. But it sounds like to me Puffy is a sadist. He likes inflicting pain. He gets something from that. Being in control. It gives him some type of high. And it's disgusting. Like I said, if my son, if I got wind that he was somewhere brutally beating a woman, making blood leave her body and leaving her wounded and battered and broken, mentally fucked up, I would be so done with him. I could not be proud of a son like that. I would be done. By the time I got finished cussing him out and trying to bop him upside his head for what he done, I would be in jail right with him. Because I can't condone that. It's sick. I wouldn't want my son to do that to a woman, and I wouldn't want some man to be doing that to my daughter. That's just the type of mother that I am. And Puffy, for me, is trouble. He got issues. Everybody ain't lying on him. He did this, and probably a lot more that we're going to find out about. I'm so sick of us supporting these monsters. If we're going to blame the women, put some blame on him too. Say, let's give him 50-50. But all of 100% can't be on the woman. If he was stumping her, he was stumping her, If he was bobbing her upside her head to the point that he had to send her somewhere to recover so she's not seen brutalized and battered, he did do that. And his punk ass paid within 24 hours. He didn't let 48 hours pass before he was giving that girl her money. And for what I'm heard, she was asking for $30 million, and she got way more than that. Because she knew where all his skeletons were buried, and she was about to expose him probably more than what we could have imagined. Because like I said, as they would have started calling witnesses and gathering, their witness list and people who had been privy to all this stuff, Puffy probably would have been mashed up. That's why his punk ass settled. That's why he settled. Let me know what y'all think about this. Thank you as always for watching my video. And as I mentioned, you'll see me around these parts every so often when stories like this, burst onto the scene, and I'm sitting there reading them like, what is going on out here? Sometimes I can't help but to come in and just talk about it and see what you guys are thinking about it. Are you thinking like me? And like I said, the men surprised me when it came to Puffy, because when I was reading the comments, it was a lot of them saying, this man did this. This brother, I hate to say it, he did it. Men were saying this. Men. It's like they're saying, I can't get with this Puff, man. There's too much evidence out there to, something about you ain't right, and it ain't been right for a long time. Men could not even defend this. And again, That was surprising. You guys take care. Thank you again for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye now.